Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
Tis a Wednesday, which means it's a Write That Down Wednesday on Purple Daily.
Write this down.
Where we make predictions that are statistically likely to be wrong, and we rub them in each other's faces and show you how wrong we are. We're very opinionated and sometimes, if not often, wrong on these Wednesday shows and in general. So we'll get to predictions, accountabilities. We'll do our quarterback cesspool challenge, and then we'll get Judd out the door to Twin Cities Orthopedic Performance Center, where he and the assembled media will grill Kevin O'Connell about Carson Wentz's shoulder and his whereabouts and his future and physical condition, mental condition.
Those questions were all answered on KFXN. I don't know what more you could possibly want.
The hard-hitting weekly coaches interview on KFXN radio. Coach, you did everything 100% correctly, right? We love the Vikings. Skol. Back after this.
If he dies, he dies.
I'm curious to see. If he got annoyed at Judd a week or two ago, I don't know what's going to happen today at the practice facility.
Who's going to start a quarterback?
Hey, Coach, they did. By the way, breaking news: they did sign a quarterback this morning, and his name is John Wolford.
Wolford, yeah,
undrafted back in 2018, somewhere in there, out of Wake Forest. And he was with the Rams when Kevin O'Connell, he was like their third quarterback during that Super Bowl run when KOC was the offensive coordinator. He did make 3 starts in 2022 with the quarterback-ravaged Rams team. His first start came in 2020 when KO was on that staff. So just a guy who knows the system is here as the third quarterback.
They like him.
First thing I would do is I would show John Wolford his first quick trip. Before I even get to the facility, I would just take him to that quick trip nearby.
And then I would tell John one simple thing. I would say, John, I want you to level up your snack game with Quick Trip to the end zone. That's right. Swing by Quick Trip and buy a pothole pizza or a 20-ounce Pepsi or Mountain Dew with quick rewards. And that's your entry to win. Snag both, and you're stacking 10 bonus entries every week of the regular season. So that means 17 games, 17 winners. Someone scores a $500 Quick Trip gift card. But wait, here is the game changer, John. John, are you listening? Johnny? Because if the Vikings break loose with a 50-plus yard touchdown, we're dropping $5,000 to a lucky fan. No purchase necessary. Full details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. Don't just watch the game, win it, only a Quick Trip. And John, that's just one of the many reasons why you got to make Quick Trip your first stop of the day.
That's right, Johnny. And then because, you'd like to find a local bank here in the Twin Cities, your new place of residence for at least the next, week, maybe the next couple months. We'll see. North American Banking Company, Minnesota, founded and based since 1998, now with 6 locations across the Twin Cities. And if you're looking for just a better banking experience, whether it's personal checking savings, maybe it's business banking, maybe it's financing a new home or launching a new business, something bigger, North American Banking Company comes in with a more personal touch to banking, but also cutting-edge online tools that value the safety and security of your account. So go to nabankcode.com/Mackey to learn more. nabankcode.com/Mackey, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NABC, North American Banking Company, powering Write That Down predictions every single week.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
So we got the Sports Dad Judd. I'm Phil Mackey. We've got the Tom Brady to Declan's Drew Bledsoe in the house here, and AJ Fredrickson, based on his Write That Down results over the past few weeks. And we'll get to the accountabilities here in a moment. If you're new, every Wednesday we make 3 Vikings or football-related predictions. Everyone on the show and a guest listener participant. And Alex is going to jump in here in just a couple minutes. If you want to be a guest listener predictor, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled. The statistics, there's 2 categories, completion percentage and touchdowns. A touchdown is basically if something is unlikely to happen, like a 25% chance or less, and it hits, you get a touchdown. So those are the parameters. All right, boys, let's get to the old accountabilities here.
Yeah.
Jeb, we'll start with you, as always, because that's the order of the the slides for
Yep.
years and years.
Yep. Has been.
People are like, why don't you like change the order? I don't know, because it's
Why?
a pain in the ass.
Why would we change of all of the things to complain about? And I got a lot of complaints. That's not one of my complaints.
It's Google Slides, and I don't know. It's the first slide.
I hear you.
So, Judd, you said Carson Wentz would throw at least one interception in the first half. So negative. With a labrum flapping in the wind.
If he had, would they have taken him out? Could he have done himself an enormous favor by just throwing up a fluttering football to the Chargers?
Yeah, it's kind of like, to your point, he was more likely to be sat for performance than pain, right?
Well, so that's what I'm saying. If he had it to do again, that would be in green.
I've seen some people too. I've been all over the dark corners of Vikings Twitter and internet. There's a Justin Fields needs to come to the Vikings contingent,
God, stop.
but then there's another contingent that's like, we've yet to hear from Carson Wentz. Basically, like, we're the Vikings holding him captive and shoving him on that football field. We need to hear from Carson Wentz. I think Carson was more than happy to go out on his shield, to with his sword in his rib cage.
We need to hear from Carson Wentz.
It's like a 1920s mobster, like, go out there and take a snap. See,
Yeah,
Capone.
yeah,
He's Capone like.
You did say the Vikings would force at least
All right.
a turnover against the Chargers, and they did. All right. I had two things come off the board. I said Carson Wentz will throw at least one touchdown pass in November or later between then and the end of the season, and got pretty close there, but if he dies, he dies. So, and then I said Max Brosmer would take at least one snap against the Chargers. He did. He took one at the end of the first half, right? And then he kind of finished out the game. Nice week for the listener, starting with AJ.
Oh, wow, Age. Nice work.
Tud for AJ. You said Thursday night against the Chargers will be the final time Carson Wentz takes a snap in a Vikings jersey under his current contract.
Oh, my God. What a call.
yeah.
Wow.
You know, I'm not happy that it came from injury. Like,
You sure about that?
Hope he gets better, but I will appreciate
AJ,
the touchdown. So.
You sure you're not happy about that?
I think
Hypocrite?
you're thrilled to get this point
Yeah.
regardless.
No,
Not to mention the fact that this prediction basically, like, you nailed it because he's hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not. Come on, just say it. Just say, hey, it worked out really well for me.
When he was at the podium last week, I saw that wince when he grabbed the mic, and I was like, "What's going on? What's going on there?" Huh?
Yeah, and you could feel his breath coming through his like shoulder socket. It's like there's air leaking out of his body.
Yep.
And then McQueen said Alex Boone, noted Jim Harbaugh enthusiast, would be fined on the next O-line committee for love thy captor or Stockholm syndrome fine, or Jeremiah Searles will use the term Daddy Harbaugh. I think all of those things happened within like the first 20 minutes of happened multiple times. So McQueen, nice job. And then I want to highlight this. It's still on the board. For a moment, this came off the board as one of the great predictions in the history of Purple Daily. Write that down. But then the officials stole it away from Ross Tucker, fan favorite guest on
I was going to
Purple Daily.
say, people loved Ross.
Right. Of course, literally everything Ross said on that podcast, not literally everything, but like a lot of things Ross said on that podcast were turned out to be correct, including we made him do a write that down prediction.
Yep.
And Ross Tucker said Isaiah Rodgers, because Ross is a Philadelphia guy, and he does Eagles like TV preseason games. So he was all aboard the Isaiah Rodgers train coming to the Vikings. He said, write this down, Isaiah Rodgers will have multiple pick sixes in 2025. And he got his first one in that historic game. And he had another one, and it was kind of the same deal as the Hawkinson play, very, very borderline, and people using the Travis Kelce catch as from the playoffs or whatever last year as an example. But they did wipe it off the board. So Ross has 10 more games for this to come to fruition.
I'm sure fans will be thrilled if this turns green for Ross.
Yeah.
They'll be
Well,
like,
they should, but it'd be green for everyone because it'd be another pick six for Isaiah Rodgers. We should be rooting for the success of Ross Tucker here because it leads to the success of the Vikings and all of the viewers and listeners of this show. It's
Yeah, we'll
pretty
see.
funny though how people hate Ross.
We'll see.
And then Dex, nothing came out the board for Dex. So here are the updated statistics. By the way, the season runs from Super Bowl to Super Bowl, so we're getting into fourth quarter time here. My completion percentage is 43%, leading the pack. Listeners up to 37.7%. Judd 35.8%. Declan 33.7%. Listeners have 9 touchdowns, which leads that category. All of us have 8 behind them. And I think we're about 2 weeks away from AJ getting enough sample size to break out into his own category, and then we can see what kind of statistics he posts.
That's just great. He's going to vault to first place.
He 100%. He's going to be very close.
We'll see. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been that good, frankly.
I mean, let me pull open the database here.
This understated crap is getting old. Stop it, AJ. Stop it.
I'm
You're
just not that good.
Wentz being hurt helped you out, and now I just don't know about my game. I'm not sure.
No,
about it.
I've thrown out.
It's probably 38%. It's probably 40%.
I can't do the math because I haven't separated it out, so they're all just like listed within the listeners. But just a quick, and by the way, there's the Mackey and Judd version of this accountability too, where AJ has hit on a few. But there's a lot of green, man. We'll create some drama here. Like a quick scan through, just in the Purple Daily one, you've hit on Addison finding the end zone against the Browns, Wentz having a multiple interception game before JJ McCarthy returns. Eagles will not score using a tush push. The Wentz will never start another game as long as he lives with the Vikings. So AJ's doing pretty well. And then the career stats, Declan 36.5% completions. Judd and I both battling in that 34.5 to 35% range. And then listeners 25.4%. Listeners with 69 touchdowns lead that category.
Nice.
3 ahead of me with 66. That's nice. So let's see here. Yeah, that's a wrap on the accountabilities. Let's get our guy Alex in here to take some swings. Alex, you got us.
Yes, can you hear me this time?
We got you. Yeah.
Awesome. Sorry, the camera is not quality on this laptop, but at least
It's either really smoky in there. It's like the pregame introductions for Alex. There's still smoke in the building.
That's right.
So Alex, is this your first time on Write That Down?
It is, yeah. I'm a long time, first time. I found the 1500 ESPN app 9 years ago, and listening ever since.
Thank you.
Wow. Like the old was that the Mackey and Judd radio show, or was this like one of Judd's previous iterations of?
No, I think actually, you know what's crazy? It was the first day I listened to it was your first day replacing the previous guy with Judd. I can't remember his name.
Old Jeff Dubé.
Yeah.
Also, the first ever the post Super Bowl show after the inexplicable decision to pass the ball by the Seahawks.
That's right.
Resulted in their losing a Super Bowl.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I live in Denver, Colorado, and
nice.
It was one of those days where the national sports talk was all about LeBron, and I was like, there's got to be a local way to listen on my laptop or phone, and sure enough, I found 1500.
Wow. And you were one of 8 listeners that listened to our AM radio show. We found one of this is crazy.
I hope you had a meter. I hope they had sent you one.
It was Alex, my dead parents, and I don't know, 4 or 5 other people.
And my dead mom.
That's right.
I don't think my dead dad consumed the show much.
So, Alex, what's your background as a Vikings fan then? When did you kind of get hooked and become a fan?
Oh, childhood. I grew up in southwest part of the state. I moved to Colorado for college, and I've just been here ever since. The weather's pretty hard to beat out here. But stayed loyal to all of my Minnesota teams. Got my Wild shirt on.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Watched that disappointment.
You haven't adopted the Avs yet?
I should have.
Can I help you out? Do it.
I should have. I wish I could have 3 championships if I would have.
Broncos are also the Broncos are sort of enticing too.
Yeah, would you rather have Bo Nix and the Broncos for the next 10 years? Or, I mean, because no one would shame you. You're living out there now, so you could pretty quietly make this life change.
Yeah. I was at the game on Sunday. I've probably been to more Bronco games than I have Vikings games, but no, I'm too loyal. I just can't shake my love for the Minnesota sports.
The Jersey matchup in Denver on Sunday, let's just say Sports Dad was weeping. He was so happy. The D helmet that the Broncos, they got to go back to that. My God.
cool.
It was such a great Jersey game. I just watched it because of the jerseys.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I was just like, this is so great.
I have no idea what the score is, who the announcers
I don't
are.
care about anything.
Doesn't matter. Yep. So, all right, Alex, we're going to start with you, and then we'll go over to Judd, AJ. I'll round it out. We'll make 3 trips around the room. So if you're ready, fire off your first prediction, man.
All right, we'll start with this week's game. I'm going a little negative Royce here to start out for a couple, but I'll end it on a high note. First, this week, we're going Amon-Ra is going to feast. From what I saw, what Herbert did over the middle this last weekend, it's discouraging. I think this defense is a little old, lacks some young talent. So I think Amon-Ra is going to have 10 catches, 100 yards this weekend, and and probably more. I think he's going to feast.
Well, just to give you a little loophole, we'll say at least 10 and at least 100, so that if he goes for 10 and 101, you don't get screwed on this.
Or
perfect.
15 and 207.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the 15 snaps Jeff Okuda is on the field are 15 catches for 200 yards. All right, over to Judley.
Write this down.
All right, I actually quickly changed to this prediction upon seeing the news that the Vikings had signed John Wolford to the practice squad, because I do not think that his career with the Vikings is going to stop there. Oh, no. Write this down. John Wolford will take at least one snap in a regular season game for the Vikings this season. I mean, who knows? He might start eventually and arms hanging by a thread. Just nothing going on.
If this happens again, where McCarthy gets dinged in a couple weeks, and I don't know, maybe McCarthy's the third emergency quarterback again, and Brosmer gets hurt or something, and we sacrifice John Wolford. Are people going to be as up in arms? Or is it like Carson's kind of one of us, man? He's a North Dakota guy.
If John Wolford
fan.
it takes off his helmet and falls to his knees and is crying like a baby, we will be mad about that.
Kevin O'Connell, thumbs down. Stay on the field.
Well, here's my
question.
Call a
run play. No,
what is the
flea flicker?
Short of the doctors coming onto the field and stretching off McCarthy, like, what is the acceptable time to pull McCarthy now, too? Because it's like, if he twists the ankle again and they're like, you got to get out of here, we're all going to be like, so it's true. You hated Carson Wentz.
Well, there's an actual talker off of this, which is, so you've gotten McCarthy back as close to 100% as you feel like he can protect himself and use his mobility and whatever to put him into this game on Sunday.
Right.
But he's going to play in 10 NFL football games between now and the end of the year, in which he's going to get hit. He's going to tweak things. He's going to fall below 100% again. Mm-hmm. What is that threshold? Maybe this is a question for the assembled media today. It's hard to put a percentage on it, but like if he gets dinged again and it's a non-concussion injury, is it falling below 70%? Is it falling below 60%? Where no longer can he protect himself, so we got to go with Brosmer or John Wolford. They've kind of, I don't know, they put themselves in a tough spot here with this. But
he's going back out there no matter what.
No matter what. All right, over to AJ.
Write this down.
This might be. I talked myself into this last night before I saw this news this morning, and I've just convinced myself of it too much to where I might just be throwing away a prediction here, but that's all right. Write this down. Despite the news this morning, the Vikings will require another quarterback before the trade deadline.
So basically after this game, and before Tuesday.
Is John Wolford really the answer? They didn't trust Max Brosmer enough to throw him in for any substantial stuff.
Depends on what the question is.
Yeah, and I'm going to warn you right now. There's a fighting chance that if all three of them are active at some point, that we see Wolford before Max now. I mean, given the fact we didn't see Max against the Chargers, you know what? I don't know anymore, man. I don't know.
You know what?
That prediction might be you might be right.
Maybe. I mean, they obviously
despite your, oh man, I'm not sure I should make this prediction. I'm throwing it away. It ends up in green.
You just
Write this down.
Since you stole the Wolford will take a snap prediction, which is fair. You're the your first crack at it.
Thank you for that.
I'm going to steal your idea with this prediction that John Wolford will take a snap in an NFL game before Max Brosmer's next snap in an NFL game.
Okay.
Write it down. And I'm leaving it open for it doesn't have to be the Vikings, but John Wolford will take a snap in an NFL game before Max Brosmer takes a snap in an NFL game.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, this is because Brosmer's the 2 this week, it sounds like.
Yes.
Isn't that what Kevin said on KFXN radio?
He'll be the 2. Yeah. As far as I know, he'll be the 2.
Okay. So I'm probably punting a prediction there too, but hey, it's fun to make John Wolford predictions. Let's see if Alex has one. What's your second prediction?
All right, second one. I'm still staying negative. This defense is really bothering me. I don't think they have enough young talent on the roster. Dallas Turner looks like somebody we could have found in the 3rd round, and draft capital we gave up for him. But I think it's good. I think this is a good thing. We're going to go, write that down, 7-10. This roster is a juggernaut. I don't see a lot of wins. They'll sneak a couple, but I think it'll be good for McCarthy's development because they'll stop trying to play for the playoffs and just let the guy sling it and learn. So I think it's okay.
So you're going to say exactly 7-10?
Exactly 7-10.
Okay. I think just because it's pretty early in the season here, I think that's a touchdown if he nails the exact record. Is that fair?
Yes.
Because they could go 8-9, they could go 6 and it's probably
they could have
around
less
a 25% chance
at the rate we're going. Who knows? So yes, if you get the record, that's a touchdown.
The tie that happens this weekend is going to be brutal.
Yeah, because it'll automatically eliminate this prediction.
Please don't even joke about that.
I think the tie is more likely in the Bears game in a few weeks than the Lions game.
3-3.
I don't. Come on, no more ties. I hate ties.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Judd, your second prediction.
All right. Jeff Okudah won't be on the Vikings 53-man roster by the end of the season. So Jeff Okudah is not going to be on the Vikings 53. IR being a possibility. So 53-man roster being released a possibility. A lot of possibilities here. But I think we're going to stop trying to make fetch happen.
Whoa!
Wow.
The bingo board of Judd
Mean
movie
Girls.
references.
I'm a big Mean Girls fan. Great movie.
Oh.
Opposing teams are definitely making fetch happen. Go chase the receiver.
Yep. What?
Go get him.
Where'd he go?
Oh man.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, AJ.
All right, 10 games remaining for the Vikings. I think over the course of the rest of the season, JJ McCarthy will record at least 15 passing touchdowns between this weekend against the Lions and the end of the NFL season.
At least how many?
15. So it's like
15.
1.5 a game.
Okay. All right.
We take it right now.
More optimistic here.
Yeah,
If you tell me that, I take it.
That's that average quarterback play they've been missing.
Yeah. I mean, they've been just based on the state of the Vikings rankings that we've been doing here. I mean, Carson Wentz 26th aggregate in these categories, and McCarthy 33rd. So that would get you closer to average. But that was kind of a positive prediction. We're going to keep.
You like writing things down.
Positive Phil is going to make an appearance here, and Judd, you and I are tracking with our categories here because I also have a Jeff Okudah prediction. Yours was negative. I'm going to go positive Phil on my Jeff Okudah prediction. Two things in play here for Jeff Okudah. Number one, this could be a revenge game because the Lions are the team that drafted him. For
which team?
3rd overall.
For the Lions or Okudah? Please make yourself clear, Positive Phil.
It's a fair point. I'm going to say more on the Okudah side, a chance to show the team that drafted him was disappointed in him and that cut him or traded him however he got to the Falcons, I don't remember, that, hey, I can still play a little bit in the National Football League. The other thing that we talked about earlier this week, so Jeff Okudah has played for it's almost half the season here for the Vikings, and only once has a targeted pass toward Jeff Okudah fallen incomplete. So we're 2 months into the season. He is their 3rd cornerback, and only once has a quarterback targeted him and not succeeded by completing a pass.
How are you going to spin this?
Opposing quarterbacks have a 92% completion percentage when targeting Jeff Okudah this season.
Is Positive Phil still in the room with us? Like, where's he going?
Positive Phil. Write this down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Sometime on Sunday during this game against the Lions, a Lions quarterback or someone throwing the ball for the Lions, probably Jared Goff, but I'll leave it open for like a halfback pass or something, will target Jeff Okudah, and it will not be a completion. So it'll either be an interception.
This is so
an
kind of
incomplete pass.
Okay, yeah. So I thought we were gonna get. You're basically what you. This is as condescending as it possibly is. This makes
I'm
me
just
look
trying
like
to
a
move
good
him in
guy.
the right direction. Move him in the right direction.
Complete pass.
If this doesn't hit, can we get like a safety call or something like that? This is insane.
I think it's time for Jeff to step up and save his NFL
To break up
career.
a pass?
So to break up a pass. Be nice. I think the incompletion was not even a pass breakup. It was just like an inaccurate pass or something.
Overthrown.
He actually hasn't had a pass breakup since 2023. So come on.
Write this down.
Let's make it happen, old Jeff.
Amon-Ra didn't tie his cleats and he just trips and falls.
I'll take it. It'll be a
It
win.
would count.
Yep. All right, Alex, what's your third and final prediction?
All right, last one. So obviously, I don't think a lot of things are going to go right to go 7-10, but I do think we'll have one bright spot. I think Will Reichert, now that Wiregate is behind us, he's not going to have another miss the rest of this season.
Wow.
He's going to restore our faith in the special teams.
Wow. So he's got the two misses. One of them we think hit a wire. The other one, there's been some speculation that it hit a wire, or was that like doctored footage? Because I saw that floating around.
Yeah, I've read
He
both.
only misses if it's some extreme external circumstance.
I thought his foot just hit the ground first, like he did what
It
I did in
did.
my golf game.
It did, but then somebody had, and
A kicking
I'm
ball
with Phil.
thing.
I couldn't tell.
There was
Yes.
also like when
No cable.
when you're fire drilling, like as the clock is running, and if there's under 20 seconds, they don't replace
Yeah.
the regular football with the K ball.
Yeah.
And I think Collar had that. Somebody had that last week. And so it's just like you can't kick it as far. Whatever. So again, external circumstance. If you give him a K ball and no
Well-
wires, I'm with Alex on this.
The K-ball is the equivalent, the more that you read about it, to the 2019 Bomba Squad juice baseball. The K-ball is a juice
It
ball.
is. It is.
Like-
Because you saw when he kicked. Now his foot maybe hit the ground a little bit, but like even that's probably happened before, and he still clears 60 yards
Yes.
just in terms of distance.
Yes.
So maybe we are. Where are all these like 65 yarders
That's
coming
part of the
from? Are these
reason.
guys training differently?
I also heard, I think in the past couple weeks or so, I also heard that they have changed. So the original rule was the K-ball was held by the K-ball police, and that you couldn't doctor it up or work with the K-ball. Well, now kickers and teams are allowed to bring like 3 K-balls apiece. So you can spend the week with your K-ball, doctoring up the K-ball. So yes, this is a little bit of a rigged game that we don't talk about. We don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, it's very, very. Someone should do. Pablo Torre Finds Out should do a deep investigative dive into the distance of kicking in the NFL. Alex, awesome job with your predictions here. Since you've got this life-altering platform right now on Purple Daily, is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out in your life?
Oh, just thank my Vikings crew. We do a away game every year. My buddies from North Dakota that I met out here in Colorado, Rigo and Brian Fisher, they'll listen to this later today, and lifelong pals, and I look forward to many more away games for the Vikings in the future.
Love it. Awesome, man. Say hi to your buds, or I guess we can say hi right now.
And consider
maybe
a
they're
switch.
consuming-
Avalanche. Consider the Avalanche. Just give it some thought. Slow transition. You don't have to switch all your teams. I'm just saying. The wild
That's
gear
tough.
goes in a drawer. You get some Avs gear / Nordiques gear. I'm just throwing it out there for you.
Yeah, that'd be tough, though. That'd be tough. They're fans. They just aren't hockey people like we are. And, you know, when I moved out here, they all
win.
kept telling me how they won the Stanley Cup in their first year, completely ignoring the fact they were the Quebec Nordiques for 20-some years. It's just be hard to join that bandwagon.
Front runner, Alex. That's all I'm going to say. Front runner. Maybe it's not a bad idea. See ya.
All right, Alex.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We'll see you again sometime.
This is fun.
You know, I think for Judd's Hockey Show, I think maybe what you guys do is like change. It can still be Judd's Hockey Show,
Just
and you can
change the
just
team.
subtly for like the next episode, you can change the branding to a Utah Mammoth Hockey Show, a Utah Mammoth podcast.
Logan
And
Cooley.
you
Let's
don't-
talk about him.
You don't announce anything. You just talk about a different team for the entire episode and change all the branding.
Just
See
the
what
thumbnail, the wild green disappears for like Avalanche Maroon or Utah Blue.
Yeah.
Yep. Who are we going to acquire? What are you talking about? I mean, the Avalanche. AJ, you know what I'm talking about.
That's right. Who's the next jersey that should go up in the rafters next to Joe Sakic?
Milan Hajduk. Yeah, he'd look great up there. The old 19.
Every number that this team has retired has been on point. They didn't retire the number 1. Just start to mock the Wild as part of the divorce proceedings.
You should try it. Hey, so I know that these predictions have been a little negative tilting here, but there is a new sense of season here this weekend with JJ McCarthy starting, and we can press play on the season again. And we're going to be at Mystic Lake. They just opened up Hop House, and I was on a call with the Mystic and Hop House folks yesterday. Everyone is pumped. It's an amazing game day experience. And we're going to bring our Purple Daily and Vikings Vent Line flair. So a big Purple Daily watch party at Mystic's Hop House on Sunday, and a live Vikings Vent Line, free and open to anyone who wants to come hang out with us, Judd. And we're going to be roaming around the entire time, catching up with Vikings fans and listeners. We're super pumped.
And talk about timing too. It's a noon game, right? So if you're coming from a ways away, you're saying, but Sport Dad, you're asking me to do a lot, and I'm going to tell you right now, how about you make a weekend of the entire thing by staying at the luxurious hotel suites Mystic Lake has as well.
Age, that's the Dublin one. Let's put the other one up there.
Oh, we got to switch it.
Here, I got you. There we go.
There we go. Oh, see, Hot House right there. Okay, how about Saturday night at the luxurious hotel suites at Mystic Lake as a way to just come right downstairs, get some breakfast in the morning, have some fun on Saturday. That's right. It's that simple. Sports Dad has you covered. He's always thinking about you. And of course, Mystic Lake, check out information as well, mysticlake.com. Don't miss your chance to win exclusive Vikings merchandise and experiences. mysticlake.com. I'm telling you, make a weekend of it and end it with Purple Daily.
Yep. Come join us, have a good time, and we'll see if JJ McCarthy can jumpstart this thing. Also, Pepsi has been a partner of ours for a couple years, and they are the official beverage of the Minnesota Vikings as well. Buffalo Wild Wings is the preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings, and those two forces have combined with these Justin Jefferson souvenir cups. Go to any Buffalo Wild Wings in the Twin Cities, order 12 wings of any style and a Pepsi, and you get this cup. You scan the QR code on the side of the cup, and you can enter to win Victor's Ride, your very own Polaris Ranger 1000. It's that easy. Again, B-dubs, 12 wings, any style, and a Pepsi. You get this cup. Supplies are limited, so head to your nearest Buffalo Wild Wings for a little lunch or a little football viewing. And, make sure your fridge is stocked up with Pepsi for the rest of the season. And also, as you've seen with our guy Doogie from Channel 5 and the Purple Daily and Flagrant Howls and Score North Twin Show appearances, he's down like 20 pounds in the last couple of months thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. And you can read more about the plan and just the background of their methods and how they inspire weight loss. But you can achieve your weight loss goals while still enjoying your life. Awaken180weightloss.com. You can dine out at your favorite restaurants. You can attend sporting events. You can travel. You can still drink some alcoholic beverages. They'll help you lose weight even if exercise is not part of your recurring weekly schedule. So check it out, awaken180weightloss.com. You can see more success stories. You can check out pricing. And our guy Dukes has lost almost, I think it's 20. I think it's 20 pounds or close to it
right
now.
Around 20. Yep.
In the last couple months. So shout out to Awaken 180 weight loss.
Write this down.
All right. Back to Judd for your third and final prediction.
All right. As we brought up earlier, the NFL trade deadline is on Tuesday, so November 4th, 2 days after the Vikings play the Lions. The Vikings will trade a current starter before the trade deadline. So they will deal a current starter. Off the record, I think it's Hawkinson, but I'm not positive. But I do think there is one current starter on either side of the football, at least one, I should say, that is going to be dealt before the deadline on Tuesday. Yeah, I think they're going to sell at least a piece, if not two.
Off the record again, who are like the three candidates you're looking at?
Hawkinson there's been some speculation about that one. Now, if they could dump the contract, I think they would. I don't know they can. But if there's a team out there that's like, you know what, he can help us, I could see that being a possibility. I don't know what the trade protection is, and the contract might be a problem. I could see Jonathan Allen, who's been pretty decent for him, but has not provided.
Actually, I think that's hard. I think
Har-
Hargrave.
well-
Let me pull up here.
One of those two, I could see Hargrave if they could trade. I think they would in a heartbeat right now. But
On over the cap, just for if you were to just for fun here, because they let you do this. They let you tinker here. If you were to trade Jonathan Allen right now on a trade, it'd be technically it'd be a pre-June 1st trade. You would have to eat $7.5 million in dead cap. Like you would, in addition to the cap that you're already eating, like it would cost you punitively $7.5 million. So I think you would need somebody would have to give you the draft compensation that would exceed because you might not think you got extra cap space this year, you might as well use it, right? But you're 40 million over next year, and you can roll over unused cap space to help alleviate some of that. So
I think if they could trade Hargrave, they would in a heartbeat right now. I mean, with the way that Jalen Redmond has stepped up and the amount of snaps by which Hargrave is being held out of games now, but I think there's a good chance there's a veteran dealt.
You know, our guy Kevin Seifert from ESPN.com. I think this is on. Is this just from an article on the website? Let's see here. Yeah, it's on ESPN.com. Part of the NFL trade deadline guide across all 32 teams, and he mentioned Jalen Naylor, who does start in 11 personnel, but he's their third wide receiver.
Yep,
He's a free agent after the year.
Yeah.
He's a key part of the Vikings' 3 receiver sets, has played the 4th highest percentage of snaps of any offensive player. But he's only been targeted 26 times this season because, Addison and Jefferson are here. And with your cap situation, you're probably not signing Naylor to an extension.
Not if
you drafted Ty Felton in the 3rd round, so in theory he should be stepping in next year.
I think they're afraid to play him right now, Felton. Yeah, if you're earmarking Addison to return, then that would make a lot of sense. Now, if you have decided that as great as Jordan Addison is, you're done with him, Jalen might come back. But yes, that makes a ton of sense. I think they're going to do something.
Yeah.
Now watch them do nothing.
Well, if they lose, it's, I know that you want to fight and fight and fight, but okay, if you lose and you're 3-5 with that remaining schedule in that division,
and a young quarterback,
be realistic,
and a young quarterback this is a dicey game with McCarthy too, because you do not want to concede, but you also can you really go to him at 3-5 and be like, okay, here's what we're going to sell. You're going to help us make the playoffs. I mean, there's just a lot of things because the more stressors that you put on him like that, the tougher it gets. Like this is just it's a thing. This is an entire thing now.
Yeah, it is.
Write this down.
AJ,
my final one. Write this down. A non-quarterback will win the NFL MVP award this year.
Ooh.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. I'm putting the chips in on him. I don't. Lamar's missed a few weeks. I don't know if Josh Allen is having a MVP. Like I've seen Drake May,
Sam Darnold,
Daniel
Jones.
This might be like the non-voter in me, but I feel like you have to have PR. Like there hasn't been PR for these guys yet. Like Jonathan Taylor has been fundamental for them, and also I'm seeing the conversation about him. So yeah.
Yeah, he's been. So I'm trying to see what he's pacing for here. It looks like they played 8 games. He's pacing per 17 games here, 1,800 rushing yards and another 450 receiving yards. But he's pacing for like 30 touchdowns too.
If he might have, I think, more personal like rushing touchdowns than the entire Titans team has touchdowns on the season.
I think he has more personal rushing touchdowns than most teams. So he has 12. He has 12 rush. Didn't LaDainian Tomlinson win an MVP almost exclusively because he scored 30 touchdowns that one year? Remember that year, or it was like 30, he had over 30 touchdowns. I feel like way back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was like 20 years ago.
I think the last non-quarterback to win MVP was Adrian Peterson, right?
Yeah. And he broke 2,000 yards and had a bunch of touchdowns. And was the perception matters too, because you had this terrible quarterback in Christian Ponder, and Adrian was carrying that team.
And he was coming off the knee.
Yeah.
Which made it even more improbable.
Okay, here's what's hilarious. So the Colts have 18 rushing touchdowns as a team. And Jonathan Taylor has 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills have 13 rushing touchdowns. Everyone else in the league has 10 or fewer rushing touchdowns. So Jonathan Taylor has more rushing touchdowns individually than all but one team, not counting his own team, the Buffalo Bills.
AJ is fire right now. Coming out with that prediction, that is fire.
Yep.
I think the voters are so wired to vote because you technically, or part of the problem now is the AP Offensive Player of the Year is often the position player from another position, not quarterback, who back in the day might have won the MVP, and the voters all vote for quarterbacks, it feels like now.
Yeah.
But I love the prediction. Definite touchdown.
you know.
That's a big-time tutty if you get that.
It's good.
Write this down.
Okay, positive Phil. Going to come in here. I don't know how the game is going to end. We will predict that later in the week. But I know how it's going to start. The Vikings will score a touchdown on their opening offensive possession. Write it down. Against the Lions.
Write this down.
They're gonna. You get a week and a half to prep.
Nice.
Lions get 2 full weeks to prep. But KO, this is going to be like the Browns game where KO comes out and begrudgingly gets into his bag and dials up some creativity, some running game, maybe a JJ McCarthy, Jordan Addison connection
You know what?
for a chunk.
They'll score, and KO will say, "This one's for you, Carson. This one's for you." And Carson will be there, full body cast. "Thank you, Coach. Thank you."
Carson, just two
The
black
mummy,
eyes.
the mummy
cast.
cast with a head wrap and just two little eye holes. "Thank you, Coach. Thank you."
The SpongeBob, the guy that breaks his bones every day. He's got like the full cast and the IV, and he's walking. He takes a step and it's shattered glass noises. Off the record, do you think it's going to be rushing, passing? Who what do you think?
I'll say, off the record, I wouldn't be shocked if it's like a big chunk to Jefferson or Addison to get into the red zone, maybe even the deep red, and then JJ McCarthy uses his healthy legs and ankle to run the ball into the end zone. Primal spike and scream and fire everyone up, and then
He trips
maybe
and
that's
falls
the,
and
that's
is
the
done
highlight.
for the game.
He tripped over a
And
cameraman.
Carson says, "I can go in, Coach. I can go in."
I got it.
He's gonna be
I got it, bud.
Wentz is gonna be like Scott Sterling. Remember that thing? They just like roll him out there in like a wheelchair to take a snap, and he just gets leveled.
So those are your predictions
terrible.
here.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing
We're awful
things
people.
down?
Every week. We're going to be even worse people because the next segment is us trying to find and identify bad quarterback play. So we're going to do that with our quarterback cesspool challenge here in just a moment. But so I've been talking about for the last couple months, Game Day Men's Health. I actually have my 3-month check-in in 2 weeks, I want to say, because I went in originally and had just felt I turned 40 years old. All right, I know. Fill in the blank for the joke. 40, I thought Mackie was 70. Well, I feel more like I'm 30 now after a couple months with Game Day Men's Health because I was dealing with mental fog, decreased energy, and they did some advanced lab work for me and found that my testosterone level was lower than it should be for an average 40-year-old because I sit around slinging football takes all day. And so they put me on a plan, and I can tell you like that 2:30 in the afternoon, sort of 3 o'clock mental fog and decreased energy. I look up after 2 months and it is gone for me. I was telling my wife last night, like I literally just feel like I wake up in the morning, I'm energized, and I feel that way throughout the day, especially if I get enough sleep the night before. So it's been a game changer for me at Game Day Men's Health. From the moment you walk in, it is not a typical like doctor's office vibe. It is centered around men and restoring energy and vitality and solutions, not judgment. So you can check them out at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Purple Daily. GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Purple Daily. I ran into a Purple Daily listener there like 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. and we chatted it up in the lobby, and it was great. So GameDayMenThealth.com/Purple Daily. All right, boys, it's time for the quarterback cesspool challenge here.
Hold your water.
That's right.
Balls.
Where we look to celebrate and identify bad quarterback play across the National Football League. We've been doing this for a few. We actually did this on the old radio show and then brought it back a couple years ago on Purple Daily here. So each member of the show drafts a quarterback each week that we think is going to be bad. The scoring is based on ESPN's QBR on a 0 to 100 scale. Once you draft a quarterback, you can't use him the rest of the season. So it's like a survivor pool. And all of us have to pick different quarterbacks every week. So there is a little bit of thought and strategy involved. And I'll tell you, this show has been on a heater with identifying the worst quarterback in the league multiple times. And this week, it was Judd correctly identifying Andy Dalton.
Wow.
That's how we roll.
A 4.2 QBR. He was the worst quarterback in the NFL in week 8. And it's also, I think, the widest gap between the winner of the week and the second and third place. I went for Marcus Mariota, who had a 61.4 QBR.
Sneaky right there.
And AJ picking exclusively for Team AJ and Declan. They tried their hand at the Tua Tagovailoa experiment, and he actually had one of his best games of the entire year, a 65.6 QBR for Tua. And we have a new season leader in the clubhouse here.
Oh, yeah.
Judd has leapfrogged over everyone.
Hold your water.
So you now have 2 weekly wins. I have 5 weekly wins. Declan and AJ have 1. But you, for the season, the aggregate QBR, you have a 34.4 QBR, Judd. I have a 36 QBR. Dex and AJ at 47.5. But there's still more than half the season to go. You guys got to pick it up a little bit here. Yeah. And AJ, if he was allowed to just be using his picks, would be 3-1 over Declan, counting last week's unilateral decision by AJ. So the Tom Brady to Declan's Drew Bledsoe here on these Wednesday episodes. Here is, for the audience on YouTube, you can see kind of the cesspool spreadsheet of who we've picked so far.
Oh, look at that.
And the last 2 weeks, Andy Dalton, the 4.2. I had Tua at a 3.3 in week 7. And Judd, you had Geno Smith at 7.7. So we've been really honed in on who the worst quarterbacks are. The draft order is in reverse order of last week's standings. So that means that Team AJ and Declan gets the first pick. I get the second pick. And Judd, you get the third pick. So the floor is yours.
Well, the committee has had a quick conversation about this, and I think we came to a pretty unilateral decision, and we're going to go Tyler Shuck.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tyler Shuck against the Rams.
Yeah, it just makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Second round pick out of Louisville.
Rams coming off a bye, probably salivating over a rookie quarterback's first start.
Yeah. The Saints are booking hotels for the draft. You know, they're just they're just trying to get to
There's a case to be made that Spencer Rattler's competence at times actually scared him.
He's gonna have like the Geno Smith, like
I don't know, but I'm just saying I think they're very happy. I contend the Saints are the happiest bad team. Like there's a lot of bad teams, or there's a group of bad teams, and I think most of them are not happy about it. I think the Saints are like plan going perfect.
Yeah, but if they've also found out that Spencer Rattler is not their guy, and now he's an NFL quarterback, but he's not like a franchise quarterback.
No.
Find out.
But my point is, Spencer might have played too well at times. Tyler Shuck's gonna just be terrible. He's perfect.
I get what you're saying. I don't know that Spencer Rattler played well at all, really, outside of like 5 minutes here and there. But all right, my big board. There's 2 guys on it. And I'm trying to decide if this is the week that I do it. If I don't, I'm wondering if Judd will.
Yep.
So I'll just talk it out loud because it doesn't have to be a secret. Judd's got all the information that I have anyway. So Bryce Young at Packers is on my big board, but JJ McCarthy at Lions is also on my big board.
And I also have Cam Ward because I have not used him yet.
You could
The
you could play the
Chargers.
Cam Ward card. Yeah. Gosh, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go Bryce Young at the Packers. I'm gonna go Bryce Young at the Packers here. It's a tough road game. Packers have a swarming defense, good pass rush. Micah Parsons, Bryce Young at the Packers.
What happens if Bryce Young doesn't start?
Then I get Andy Dalton.
Which is why I'm in a little bit of a pickle. If I took Bryce Young,
you've already used Andy Dalton. So
Yeah.
the rule is if the quarterback that you take doesn't play, you get his backup. But if you've already used his backup, then you revert to a 75 QBR for the week, which will kill your average.
crush me.
Yep.
All I've worked, AJ, to get that awful average would be torn apart by a careless decision. Boy, I can't. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can't do it.
You're gonna do it.
But selfishly, I'm going to do it. I'll take JJ McCarthy.
Oh boy.
Wow. All right. Explain. I mean, is it just?
I mean,
Because there's some other options out there.
Yeah, but I mean, he's coming back.
Yeah.
He's playing a team that's good. He's doing it in Detroit. Kevin O'Connell has not beaten Detroit since I believe his first year. I think he's 1-5 against them. There's a lot of question marks, and we don't know from game to game if Christian Darrisaw is going to last the entire game. It's not fair to assume he will. I think Brian O'Neill will try to play, but we still don't know there. There's a lot of factors here. But if JJ McCarthy is not going to play well, this would be the game, I think. Because then you come home and play Baltimore, which the defense has improved, but I think he's got a better chance there. This is, we've talked about this. There ain't a lot of good games to come back in. Like the Vikings schedule doesn't provide this cushion of 3 games, just a great, we got the Saints and then we got the Titans. So this is an incredibly tough game. It's a good team. It's on the road. It's in the state of Michigan, which you could say, well, it's a Michigan man going back there, but I mean, more pressure. So yeah, I'm taking McCarthy because I think the timing is never going to be better. But I will also say in the same breath, if he doesn't play well, I won't panic too much.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. There's a lot riding on this, not only for the Vikings and McCarthy, but for Judd's quarterback cesspool challenge score now. So, all right. Well, let us know if we missed any obvious options there in the quarterback cesspool challenge in the YouTube comments. It'll be Thursday tomorrow, and Judd's going to head out here pretty soon to the Wednesday Kevin O'Connell press conference. So we'll have a lot of reaction, I'm sure, to whatever he says about both Carson Wentz and JJ McCarthy, and we'll probably load that up on the Thursday episode tomorrow. So yeah, and then don't forget Mystic Lake Hop House inside Mystic Lake for a Purple Daily watch party, free and open to the public. There'll be tons of Vikings fans there, and a live Vikings vent line right after JJ McCarthy versus the Lions finish up. For the Sports Dad, I'm Phil. For Tom Brady filling in for Drew Bledsoe, this is Purple Daily. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.